Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Great Thursday night. Another lovely Thursday night in the house of the Dana Carpio classroom. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's a pleasure to come to you today from my home here in Hermitage, Tennessee, where I believe from the looks of things outside, it looks like there's going to be a storm. So hopefully we will keep power and everything will run super smooth this evening. Tonight we're going to be talking about mindset, and your mindset can either make or break you when it comes to your business. So as you guys kind of come in and check things out, come in and put your name in the chat box for me so I know who's here with me. And I know you guys are, I know some of you are probably going to have questions for afterwards, and that's great. I love questions. So I'm also going to enable the Q&A box. So when you get a chance, before you forget that question, that oh so important question that you have, I want you to go in there and enter your question in, and I'll get to those at the end of the presentation. So I'm really excited about tonight, guys. Mindset is half the battle, honestly. Building your business, whether it's online or whether it's offline, it doesn't matter either way. The biggest issue is what's in here. Whatever's in here is going to influence what your hands do, what your mouth says, what your body does. So if you have your brain set right, then you're halfway there, basically. You're halfway there. Hey, Karen, I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here with me. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm excited because this is hopefully going to help you clear away some of those cobwebs, clear away some of the negativity, and give you a good opportunity to set your mind more to a positive note and start attracting the more positive things and the things that you want instead of repelling them. It's actually quite interesting, all the different things that are that can go on with your brain, like the different things that it can create on its own. It's quite fascinating, actually. If you ever get a chance, there is a show that came out. It's called Brain Games. And if you watch it, it's really cool because they have, different optical illusions, things that you would think, okay, I got this. I could figure it out. But then you know what? You're tricked. What is it? Is it your brain? Yeah, a lot of times it is. Your brain is so unique and created in a way that it can help you and it can really hurt you, and all of that. It can be from external, it can be from internal sources. So tonight we're going to go through some of those things, and I'm going to give you some ways where you can change your mind without having to say, okay, I need to change my mind, but you can actually do some things in progress where you can actually influence your brain to think differently. It's the coolest thing. It is the coolest thing I have ever done, because at one point my brain was ultra negative, and I just had this consistent change over a course of time where I had to get thinking in a more positive way, in a better light, because if I didn't, something drastic was going to happen and something serious was going to happen. I didn't want to have to go through that. I mean, I have children, I have a husband, and now I have a wonderful business. I'm so excited. So we're going to give just a few more minutes here, maybe another minute or two, to see who else jumps on, and then I'm going to get started. I do want to tell you a story, and you may get a kick out of this, since tonight's about mindset. Earlier this week, I actually had a presentation for a group of ladies, and my mindset has been changing more and more every day to a positive state. And part of that is because of a community that I'm involved with. And there are phone calls that I get on every morning, Monday through Friday, to help me with that mindset, to help me grow and kind of think a little bit differently. And they always help me because it's more in a positive light. It's what you can do, what you need to do, and how to make sure that all that negativity stays away. Well, this presentation that I did earlier in the week, I was feeling great. I've been, practicing for it and getting prepared for it and was so excited. And then the time came for the presentation and I was like, okay, this is wonderful. And then we had trouble getting everybody on. And I was like, okay, it's all right. Calm down. Everything will be all right. And then the slides didn't work. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I've done these presentations before. I've done webinars before. There's no way that this is not working. Well, it didn't work. I was totally bummed. So they got to look at this ugly mug all day. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But it's true. I mean, they did look at me instead of looking at slides. And then even later on, when I was doing an actual live demo, the system that I went in to do a live demo on, guess what it did? Maintenance. Right in the middle of my live demo, there was absolutely no forward warning or anything. You want to talk about something that is going to affect your mindset? That was like 1, 2, 3, punch. And I felt knocked out after that. Just completely knocked out. I was upset afterwards. I went and talked to my husband. I said, honey, it just kind of like everything fell apart. I felt so bad because these wonderful ladies had put faith and trust in the message that I was trying to deliver, and I couldn't deliver it. And it was so frustrating. I was ready to pull my hair out. And so I talked to my husband about it, and then I slept on it. And the next morning I got up and I felt great. Why? Because I pushed through it. And no matter what happened during this whole event, as bad as it got and as bad as I felt, my mindset never changed. It did for a brief, for a little bit that night, because of course I was discouraged. Of course I was frustrated. Here I am, this is not like me. This is not the way that I normally do things. Most people would even tell you that I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I've had to learn how to kind of back off of that and deal with it a different way. But no matter, I was just completely thrown and completely upset. And then I got on the mindset call the next day, and it was like a complete reset. It was external influence on an internal issue, and I got up and I went back to my regular mindset of positivity and moving forward. So if I can go through these things like this, you can go through simple things in your business every day and still have a positive mindset and be focused forward. So it looks like we have a pretty decent crowd tonight. So let's go ahead and get started, since we're already a few minutes after the hour. And of course, there might be some that come filing in today. Let's see how that does. Well, I am going to share my screen again, and hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed that it works. I actually did some practice on it earlier today, so I could see exactly what was going to go on. So let me take a look and make sure that you can see what I'm seeing. Yes, I see that. Make sure that I'm not hiding anything anywhere. There we go. All right. Now you can see my screen. You can see what I'm doing here. I just need to double check and make sure you see it. Can everybody see my screen? I want to make sure before I move forward that everybody can see it. Karen, somebody type yes in the box for me, in the chat box. Let me know that you can see my screen, just to make sure. All right. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. That's great. I just want to make sure, because I don't want another train wreck, But it's okay. Well, we survived it, and everything came out, and even the group of ladies was happy with the end result when it came to the recording. So, but things in life like that, they just kind of happen. And you have to be prepared for them, mentally and emotionally, actually. I want to welcome you tonight for the mindset, magic for this evening. And I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about where we are going. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and my story and how I got started in this whole online network marketing, MLM, online marketing, business stuff. I'll explain to you a little bit about that. And then we're going to go through some external and internal influences that you have in your mind or outside of your mind that really they condition your mind to think a certain way, because a lot of it is repetitive, like music and movies and things of that sort. So we'll go through that in a little bit more detail. I'm going to go through and also tell you about a couple of mindset traps. Those mindset traps will trip you up, but I'm also going to help you figure out how to correct them. And so they won't be such a big trap anymore. You can actually kick the trap to the side. That's the fun part. Now, I'm also going to help you correct your mindset, give you some guidance on how to correct your mindset. Okay, and train your brain. We are going to go through some steps and a few things. One in particular thing specifically for the train your brain part comes from a 6-figure, almost 7-figure earner out of the community that I'm involved with. And this woman is an absolute, she's the bomb. She's so cool. She makes you really think about what you're doing, about the purpose and where you're going. And she's just a very influential type of person. And you'll see when we get there. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. And I want to show you as well a song that I just kind of came across from a group called Adelita's Way. And it's a song called Somebody Wishes They Were You. And it's a really powerful song because of the lyrics. And I'll share with you the lyrics at the end so you know what I'm talking about. Now we're going to talk about what's up next week. And we're going to have a brief Q&A. Now, guys, I am on a time limit this evening, so we're going to go until I have to stop. I've got another appointment a little bit later on. So let's get started and get down to the goody stuff. Here is a little bit about me. There is my husband, my 3-year-old son, Reese, in the green with his mouth wide open, and my 5-year-old Javari, who's laughing at Reese with his mouth wide open. I also have an 18-year-old Giovanni Jr., who is next to my 5-year-old, and then his brother Chris. Giovanni Jr. is 18, and Chris is actually 17. So we have one graduating high school and one about to go into school this year. We are on both ends of the spectrum. But they are my love, they are my life, and we are a family of 6, which is a bit larger than what I expected when I got married, but that's okay. I love the boys, all 4 of them, just the same amount as if they were all my own. So we are very happy. We live in Hermitage, Tennessee, which is actually right outside of Nashville. It's where the home of President Andrew Jackson is, and they have a great place over there. You can go and have picnic lunch, and they have a big house and plenty of land and things of that sort. It's a great tourist attraction. So if you're ever in Nashville, come on out to Hermitage and check out the Andrew Jackson house. Now, back in April of 2014, I actually started with a primary company. And I did a lot of the things that my upline was telling me. They were, telling me post on Facebook, post before and after pictures, 2 or 3 times a day about the product, 2 or 3 times a day about the actual opportunity, or 2 times a day about the opportunity. Anyway, I started doing that. I lost friends, and so I stopped doing it. So I don't even remember how many times a day anymore, because I didn't follow that direction. I lost a lot of friends because of that, and I thought, well, there's got to be more to this whole online thing. Because some people were just posting and getting crazy, ridiculous results. And I just wasn't doing that. So I thought, well, maybe it's just Facebook. So I started in Google+. And I went in there looking for, hey, maybe if I start over here, it'll be a wider stretch. And all these things were going through my mind about doing it. Well, in July of 2014, I decided to go online only. Well, it wasn't just a decision. We didn't have a car. So I couldn't go to, the meetings at the hotels, and I couldn't go to people's houses and things of that sort. So I had to do everything online. I mean, that was my only way to be able to do things. And I actually did have 2 meetings, and both of them, nobody showed up at all. That's right, nobody, zip, zilch, nada, except for my sponsor. She was a sweetheart about it. But nobody else showed up. And I'm thinking, okay, how am I supposed to build the business this way? Well, I started researching online, and I got myself a free online marketing education. And you think, well, if it's free, how good of a quality could that actually be when you think about it? If it's free, typically, you get what you pay for, right? But I noticed as I started looking more to industry professionals that the information that I was finding out for free was actually validated by them as well. So I was like, hey, if the 6 or 7 figure earner, they know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about. And I studied that, I agree with it, boom, there it is, it's truth. Now, I tried different platforms, different systems, different programs, and it was all, there's certain tools that you need in order to run your business online. And I didn't have money for any of that stuff. I really didn't. And so I was trying to make money with no money. It was difficult, but I got there. But then as I was putting things together, I started struggling with the technology. And I'm not computer illiterate. I know how to run a computer, but it was just so time consuming. It took me forever. And I struggled so hard with getting this piece to link to this piece to get this HTML to do right. And my brain was about to explode. And I got to the point that was my breaking point. And a lot of people get to this point where you either push through it or you pass on it. Well, my heart knows that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's funny. My mind is being convinced of it, but my heart knows better. And so instead of saying, well, I'm just going to pass on all this studying and education that I have, I'm going to push through it. And I did. And I joined a community. And in that community, it is incredible. I can't even explain. One day I'll do a webinar that explains more about it so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. But in this community, there was tons of support. There was guidance. I found a mentor who I think we share the same brain some days. And it gave me validation of everything that I was studying. And it took my belief, not just in my business, not just in my skills, but the belief in myself went through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. And I got to tell you, absolutely nothing has been the same since. It has been incredible. It's been such a fun ride. So I want to ask you, which one of these heads are you? And I want to see it in the chat box. I want to know, which head are you? Are you the blue head or are you the gray head? Are you the blue head or are you the gray head? Do you have a growth mindset, or do you have a fixed mindset? I want to know, which one are you? Your growth mindset is a way of taking things in your mind and saying, okay, this is a difficult thing, but I'm going to turn around and change it into something that will help me learn or help me grow and do something better. Okay, so you see on there, you see challenges help me grow, instead of I don't like to be challenged. Part of doing this exercise is because I want you to realize, when you look at these and you look through the fixed mindset part, do any of these look familiar to you? If they do, then you need to start working more on your growth mindset. And we're going to go through some of the things that you can do in order to do that. Growth mindset is not something that really comes naturally to a lot of people. We are conditioned by our situations and by circumstances and by our external influences all the time. And most of the time we end up having a fixed mindset. You have to work on getting that growth mindset ingrained in your brain. And like I said, we're going to train your brain. So this is going to be super cool for you, so you get an idea. All right. Here is another graphic that I found. I really like this one, just because it breaks it down into skills, challenges, effort, feedback, and setbacks. Someone who has a fixed mindset, they are always complaining, and they don't feel like they're ever good enough, and I can't do this, I don't have any value, I'm so overwhelmed, and how dare you tell me that my mind is not where it should be. And these individuals who are in a fixed mindset, they actually get into something, and if it doesn't give them results immediately, they give up super easy, because they're like, okay, I put in a little bit of effort, it didn't work for me, because they don't have the time and the energy, and they don't have the growth mindset. They see it as a negative, not a positive. So when you have a growth mindset, it always speaks that you can always improve. Okay, you embrace any challenges. You love feedback, because when people give you feedback, that gives you an opportunity to say, hey, this is how I can choose to better myself, better my circumstances, better my business, better my life. So you see it as more useful than more of a challenge. And it's all about what your mind is focused on. Now we're going to go through a few external and internal influences. And some of these you'll probably be like, oh, I know what you're talking about. That's a given. But you'd be surprised. We're going to start with the external, with the outside, anything that's external influences. I want you to take a second to think about this. What is an external influence in your life right now? Think about it. Some of these may have come to your mind. Movies and TV. What about the messages in movies and TV? You have a very negative boss, or a very negative situation in a television show, or someone in the television show that you watch on a regular basis is constantly negative, or constantly nagging, or constantly complaining. Same thing with the movies. If you have a favorite movie and you watch it over and over and over again, that's an external influence. All of that, your brain absorbs all of that. Music. Think about the lyrics in the music. Is it talking about death and destruction and drugs and, well, I guess in this day and age, hoes for certain music. And that's in a perception of that individual person. Think about the things that they're saying in that music, about the lyrics, the words, and those are all sinking into your head. Now, you need to if you have uplifting music as an external influence, that's going to help you to think more positively and drive yourself. It trains your brain to say, okay, this is uplifting, let's do this. You're more positive. You look at the brighter things in life, on the brighter side of things in life. You're always looking forward to things. You don't dwell on things in the past. So music actually has a huge impact on your brain. Your brain actually comes alive when music is present. It's super cool to watch. Google that. As a matter of fact, Google brain on music, and you can see that there's some shows out there that have done some pieces about how your brain reacts when music is around, and it's just fascinating. Also, there's people with whom you surround yourself, right? Who do you hang out with? Who are you around? Who's at work? Do you have a day job? If you have a day job at work, is there a negative Nelly? Is there someone who's just constantly positive and upbeat and smiling and always looking for the future and always looking forward and All of those things are external influences. Things outside of your own body that can influence you. And there's more. There's tons more. There's radio. You know, the list just goes on and on and on, actually. These are just the ones that I came up with that are like really obvious. But even with music, a lot of times people don't even think about that. They're like, well, what's music got to do? A lot. Now let's go to our internal. This is anything that's inside your brain already. And I know this particular word, overwhelm, is used over and over and over and all the time in the marketing industry. Basically, it's an anxiety of stepping out of our comfort zone. You're overwhelmed. You're not comfortable with things that are going on around you. You have your whole nice little comfy spot here, and you know how to do these certain things. You don't want to step out and learn something new. That's when you get overwhelmed, because there's all this stuff that's all new, and your brain's going, oh no. Yeah, overwhelm is kind of hard to get over, but I'll show you how to get over it. Another internal issue is frustration. Now, your frustration is the gap in where you are and where you think you should be. I got the skills, I got the knowledge, I've got the tools that I need, and I really think I should be here, and I'm just not getting there. You got that frustration inside you. I understand that frustration more than you probably realize. But it's okay. These are normal feelings that people have when they are business owners and entrepreneurs. So don't get too frustrated about it. Now, Mark Herbert is part of this community. Mark Herbert is he is a YouTube genius, I should say. He has generated lead after lead after lead through YouTube. He knows how to set up your account and this man just blows my mind every time. And he has a great mindset. But he was on a phone call the other day, and he said this, and I had to write it down because it meant so much and touched me so much. You can't change the thoughts that pop in your head, but you can change how long they stay there. You have that choice. If something pops in your head, it's negative, and you're like, okay, I can't do this. Pops in your head. You're like, oh, no, wait. I can do this. Not only can I do this, but I'm going to do this. So you have to be aware of what's going on in your own brain, and you can. Now, here are some of the mindset traps. These are traps that everyone faces when you are marketing, regardless if it's offline, online. It doesn't matter what you're marketing either. Everybody falls into these at one point or another. The first one is comparison. I know from personal experience, I compared myself to every other rep that was part of my primary company. And I felt like poop. To be honest with you, I really did. I felt like poop. Because they were all getting sales, they were all getting signups, they were all going up to the next level and getting these trips and earning these great residual commissions. And I just felt like the worst because I wasn't getting the same kind of results that they were getting in their business. We all know that our journey is up to us, and our journey is different from everybody else. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Your only competition is you. There's nobody out there that can compete with you. You're a unique individual. You need to get out of your own way. Stop comparing yourself to other people. There is no comparison. There was a reason why everybody is created unique. Embrace that and take it with you on your journey, because it is a journey about you, not about the comparison between you and someone else who may have 60 million different contacts than you do. Or maybe they have, maybe they had a whole lot of money to get started and you didn't have that much to get started. You couldn't buy all the products and go to all the meetings, and your only competition is you. Stop comparing yourself to others. You'll feel better when you do, I promise you. I did, and I felt so much better afterwards. Because then I could focus on what I was doing, not what everybody else was doing. Okay? Your self-doubt, oh man, I can't tell you how many times I doubted myself. 2 years. I doubted, okay, I doubt I know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. You know, what kind of value do I have to give to other people? And I just had to push myself through it and be like, you know what? I don't doubt I have value. Now, that took some time to do for myself, to change for myself. And some of the tricks and tips I'll show you tonight, you'll be able to see that too. You'll be able to see how I could push through it. And you'll be able to do it as well. Your fear of doing this, your fear of doing that, fear of speaking in front of people, your fear of getting on the telephone and talking to people, your fear of turning on the video camera and taking a video for your marketing purposes, the fear of what everybody else is going to think about you being different and stepping out on your own. That fear is crippling. It's crippling to you, it's crippling to your business, it's crippling to your family even, because if you have fear, how can you provide for your family? You're hiding behind that fear and not stepping forward so your family can have a better life. Look at fear straight in the face and be like, you know what? I'm scared. Acknowledge it. Move forward. Step into your greatness. Perfection. Oh, I told you. One of my mindset traps. Perfection. I'm a perfectionist. And it took a whole lot to get out of that perfectionism. I wanted everything to be just so. And earlier this week, when the whole presentation went downhill, I just about lost it because it wasn't perfect. It wasn't like I had planned it. It wasn't like I had done it so many times before, and I literally just really wanted to pull my hair out. But the way I got around the perfection trap is to focus on the progress. Every little step that I take is something to is something to help me. It keeps me off of that perfection. It gives me, okay, I have this, and this I need to do today. Okay, boom, I did this, boom, I did that, boom, I did that. Was it perfect? Probably not. But I bet you it was darn close to it. Because I take my time when I do stuff. So, and that's one reason why I still struggle with that perfection. But it's just the progress that you have to focus on. Now, you have scarcity, too. That's a trap. You got to push yourself out of the comfort zone. I mean, I don't have enough, or I'm never going to be able to make enough, or I'm not going to be able to gain the skills that I need in order to build my business the right way. You have to push yourself, again, out of the comfort zone. Get out of that comfort zone. As soon as you do, you're going to break free. It's going to be amazing to see. Responsibility. This is a good one. And the reason why I say this is a good one is because in the online network marketing industry, or online marketing industry, or marketing industry in general, there is so much hype out there about a plug and play type of system, or a plug and play opportunity, where all you do is you just put basic information into a system and boom, it nets you $1 million in a year. No. You can't it's not possible. Will it give you a couple of bucks? I'm sure, yeah. But you have to take full on responsibility of your business. It is up to you. No one can build it but you. And your mind You have to tell yourself, it's my responsibility. This is my business. This is my career that I've chosen. No one else but me can do this. And I don't expect them to. So you have to set that up in your mind to accept responsibility for what you're trying to build, the legacy that you're trying to build. Lack of belief. Oh man, I could go over this one for days and days and days. I see lost souls all the time. I talk to people all the time, and they believe in their products. They're like on fire for their products. They're on fire for their services, for their opportunity. They're like, yes, this is the best thing on the face of the earth. But the one thing that they need to have belief in, they don't. And that is, you have to believe in yourself. Believe that you have the abilities to do these things. Believe that other people are going to accept them and love it. But you have to believe in yourself to start off with. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to. I'll tell you that right now. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe a word you say. And sometimes it's hard to believe in yourself. I know. Your worthiness. You deserve to be successful. You are not put on this earth to struggle. You are not put on this earth to have a hard time. You were put on this earth to succeed, to flourish, and love life. You are worthy. As a human being, you are worthy to have success. You just gotta go. You just gotta take the action and do what you need to do in order to have it. But you're worthy of it. Everyone is. Everyone is. Your timing, oh, my timing's off. I hit that at the wrong time. No. The only time that you have is right now. There's no other time in the world. You have right now. You don't know. You could possibly get in your car tonight, go into the grocery store, and get hit by a bus and die. You don't know. You don't know if that's gonna happen or not. The only time you have is right now. Do what you got to do right now. Believe in yourself right now. Don't wait for it. Waiting is deadly. Now, we're going to go through some things here about how to correct your mindset. So if you know that in your mind you are thinking negatively, like, oh my gosh, I think negatively all the time, and this is not good, and let's see how we can correct it. It's easy, actually. Stop seeking acceptance from other people. Stop. They're either going to accept you or they're not going to accept you. One or the other. What matters above anything else is how you see yourself. If they don't like who you are, if they don't care for what you're talking about, oh well. Go somewhere else. I used to have a saying when I was in high school. I was not like the biggest popular kid in school. I was, kind of a loner type person. And it was super simple. If you don't like the way that I look in another direction. And if you don't like the way that I am, just go walk away. Have that in your mind. You are valuable, and how you see yourself is the most important thing. How other people see you, well, that's not really, it's not that important. So stop seeking acceptance in other people. Seek acceptance in yourself first. One big thing that you can do to help your mindset, and this is an everyday, ongoing, constant thing, and that is to become aware of the negative self-talk. Oh, you're a dodo brain. Negative self-talk. Catch yourself saying it. Catch yourself thinking it. And be like, oh, nope, can't do that. Like earlier, I said something about my ugly mug, remember? And said it was a joke? Yeah, it was a joke. But even saying something simple like that starts to set in a deep-seated belief in my brain that I have an ugly look, that I'm not as attractive as other people are. So you have to be careful what you speak with your mouth. It actually goes back into your brain, believe it or not, because you hear what you're saying. So when you speak it and you hear it, that's two impressions on your brain of that particular negative item. So when you hear things that are negative, or you say things that are negative, you say, oh, nope, can't say that. Try to catch it. Make yourself aware that you're doing it. That's the first step. Now, write down the negative things that are popping up in your head. Don't have a filter. Just even if one day you get super duper down and super duper negative, sit down, take a pencil, and write down just the negative things that keep popping up in your head. Because that's one way that you don't vocalize it, but you get it out of your system. You get it out of your head. But don't use a filter. If you want to cuss when you write it down, cuss when you write it down. But it is a way to get those thoughts and that negativity out of your brain and out of your body and out of your system. Release it. Let it go. You want to challenge the negativity that keeps popping up in your life. Challenge it. Be like, okay, well, yeah, that probably wasn't the best thing, but you know what? I'm all right. Things are going to be fine. You want to determine why you are getting the negativity. Is it, are you surrounded by the wrong person? Are you looking at something or reading a book that's very negative? Look at the different things that are coming into your little bubble, your own little personal bubble. I tell people all the time, get out of my bubble. You know, you're in my bubble. You always want to keep your emotions in check. Now, I know we're all human. We all have emotions. We get angry at things. We cry. We're super duper happy. We're excited. You know, you have emotions, and that's to be expected for anybody. Just make sure you keep them in check, because when you start getting angry or you're upset or you're frustrated, that's a whole bunch of negative stuff in your brain that doesn't need to be there. Can you get angry about stuff? Oh, yeah. Can you get upset? Can you get frustrated? Yes. You, as a human, have a right to do that. But only allow it for a certain period of time. I heard somebody the other day tell me that they went to a Tony Robbins event. And in that Tony Robbins event, he said, it's not that I don't get angry. I get angry. I just give myself 90 seconds to be as angry as I can be. And then I let it go. So try that. The next time you get like super duper angry at something, give yourself 90 seconds just to be red hot fire mad for 90 seconds and then let it go. Why? Because it's not gonna serve you. It's not gonna help you grow and progress. That's why. So keep your emotions in check. It's very important. You always want to ask questions in your own head, in your own brain. It's a way to get your brain to correct things naturally. So, because your brain is always trying to come up with a solution when it's asked questions. So ask questions like, do I really need to call myself a dodo brain? No, I'm actually pretty smart. Ask questions to your brain to help. Take a class. Get some kind of an education. You know, educate yourself on mindset, on ways to change your mind, on, you know, what the brain actually does. Go to a Tony Robbins event. Start reading things. You can always take a break, especially if you're sitting down at the computer for a long period of time and you're working away and you just absolutely get super duper negative and frustrated, and just walk away. You're not tied to that computer. You're not tied to that chair. Get up, walk away, take a couple of breaths, go do the dishes, play with the kids for a minute, work on a special craft project or something, but give yourself some time away from what is causing the problem. And then ask your questions in your brain to help you solve that problem. One way to correct your mindset, and some people say that this is a great thing, and other people aren't quite sure. There's a bunch of different way-ins, and that's to outsource things. I agree with it. If you're comfortable with allowing someone else to come up with things or to do things for you, if you're okay with that. Some people are very, I have to touch everything kind of type of personality. So this may not work for you if you're that type of personality, but outsourcing things can free up your time and reduce the amount of stress that you're going to have on you. Now, the stress can create negativity. When you have too many things in your calendar, you get stressed out, or you're like overwhelmed. What was that? Overwhelmed anxiety gives you being overwhelmed gives you anxiety. But if you delegate things to other people, it gives you more time to do what you really want to do and lets you focus more on the money making opportunities that's right there in front of your face. You can visualize. Now, there is a man out there that I came into contact with within a community, and this man blows me away every single time I listen to him. Every single time. I have goosebumps. I heard him on a wake-up call the other day, and I had goosebumps and I had tears by the time he was done. This man sends my brain into visualization overload of my future self. He awakens areas in my brain and in my mind that I didn't really know existed. Sometimes that's what it is. You just need, an external influence to come and just open things up a little bit and start to recondition your mind. So you want to look for people who have that kind of a demeanor, that influence on you. Who do you like? This gentleman's name in particular, his name is Steve Krivda, Krivda. He is, oh my goodness, if you ever have a chance to listen to him speak, I highly suggest it. He moves me beyond all reasoning. He's an amazing man. But you want to visualize yourself in your future. You don't want to visualize yourself now and the struggles that you're going through, because that's just going to create more struggles that you're going to go through. Sit back. If you have a vision board, create your vision board. If your computer's driving you nuts, look at your vision board for 10 minutes. Look at your reason why you're doing the things that you're doing. And visualize yourself accepting the checks on stage. Visualize yourself giving a speech to thousands of people who love your work. It's an amazing process, and it's going to help you think more positively and keep you more focused on the goal at hand. Always, always, always read for inspiration. Take 30 minutes in a day. If you don't have 30 minutes, audiobooks are awesome. So if you're on your way to the job in the morning, pop in an audiobook, or if you're on the train, or listen to do a podcast, you can read anything for inspiration. And there are tons of people out there to follow. John C. Maxwell is one of them. Tony Robbins, of course. And you would be surprised at when you look at things differently and you have inspirational things pouring in. It's like the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. You have the inspiration pouring in, and you're going to inspire pouring out. So what comes in goes out. What comes in goes out. So make sure you're reading inspirational things and motivational things. I don't know if you're a believer or not. I am. And so I'll read the Bible for my inspiration. It helps me get through the things that I need to get through. So always look for that inspiration. You need it. Okay, so we're going to talk about training your brain. Your brain, and I found this so awesome. Your brain is the most modifiable part of your whole body. And you can rewire it by how you use it every day. And you're like, okay, well, wait a minute. That sounds kind of difficult, kind of complicated. No, it's actually not. You take step by step by step. Step by step by step. And you can rewire your thoughts. So if you know that you are thinking negatively and you catch those negative thoughts and you're like, well, I caught the negative thoughts, but I'm still kind of thinking negative. I know a lot of people have heard about the whole affirmation thing, like putting quotes and things on Post-it notes and putting them all over the house, and you say your affirmations in the morning while looking in the mirror saying, I'm great, I'm successful, I can do this, I'm open for change, I'm open for a challenge. And you can do the affirmations, and that helps train your brain saying that yes, you can do these things, even though they're things that you don't necessarily at the time in the beginning believe that you can do it, but over time you will be able to build it into a belief in your brain yourself. It's cool the way it works. Now, this right here, it's not the activity that you do, it's the habit that you create. It's not the actual activity, it's the habit. So it's not what you do, it's how often you do it. So if you have a negative thought here and there, it's natural, we're human, okay? If you constantly have negativity that you're pouring into your brain, or that you're constantly having negativity inside your brain, that's a habit. Your brain has a habit of creating negativity because that's all it's received. So you have to change that. You have to start getting the habit to change. Now, it's not the method, it's the attitude. It's not how you do it, it's the attitude of which you do it. So the method of going online and posting things on social media, that's a method to sell your products, right? Regardless if you put a post up there of products or a post up there that's, kind of, let's say it's a picture of your dog. It's not how you do it, it's the attitude with which you do it. So if you post up there about your business, you want to post something exciting and happy and something powerful, and you don't want to post it like, hey, buy my stuff. You don't want to shove it in people's face. Don't give attitude in a negative way. Share positive attitude. Okay? It's very powerful. Now, it's not the people that have these issues. Yeah, there are negative people out there. There are negative people in your head. Yeah, those little voices you hear. But it's not the people, it's you. Now, all three of those things, it's not the activity, it's the habit, it's not the method, it's the attitude, and it's not the people, it's you. All three of those things are from six-figure earner Diane Hoffman. She's been in this industry for a long time. She's a very intelligent woman. I encourage you to look her up. She just blows my mind too with all the stuff that she has. She's a wonderful lady. But she's right. It's not other people. It's you. You change the habit. You change the attitude. Now, 30 days is all it takes to develop a new habit or thought process. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the next 30 days and I want you to do one thing every single day that will create a new positive, uplifting habit or a new thought process, one that's going to be more positive. So I want you to take 30 days. Even if you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror every day and say, you are worth everything that you received today. Super simple. Every day. Wake up, and you can write it on a post-it note, put it on your bathroom window, on your bathroom mirror. When you wake up in the morning, when you're brushing your teeth, instead of saying the ABCs when you brush your teeth, say that affirmation. Say it 5 times. Just over and over and over and over again. Do that for 30 days, and I guarantee you, your brain will have been trained to think differently, to think more positively. You'll notice that there's less negativity in your life. You'll notice that things are just, the blessings are pouring in on you now because you're attracting with your vibe more positive, less negative. So that's what you're attracting. That's what you're going to get back. It's amazing. Do that. I want you to do that for your homework. 30 days. 30 days is all it takes. Take one quote that really touches your heart, that really touches you and wants you, and really gets you motivated and wants you to progress and become successful. Take that one quote every single day. 30 days. And run it through your brain while you're brushing your teeth. Do it. In 30 days, we're going to come back. I'm going to ask in 30 days. I'm going to mark this day down on my calendar, and I'm going to ask in 30 days. How do you feel? Because I want to know. I know it's going to work. I don't doubt it one bit. I've done it myself several times. Just to get the negativity to go away, because I know I am meant for so much more than what a negative thought process provides. You know that you are worth more and you deserve more than what a negative thought process provides. So do it. I'm telling you, you're gonna be amazed. Now here's the song Adelita's Way. Somebody Wishes They Were You. And I just kind of actually came across this particular song. I was on Spotify, I think. Yeah, I was on Spotify, and I was just going through some songs, and I was like, okay, this one's new, this one sounds okay, but oh my goodness, this song really touched my heart, and I hope it touches yours too. It says, paralyzed and you don't know why, feeling like somebody's fool. Try to find some peace of mind, maybe you're hiding the truth. Thought it'd be better in a world so cold, but I want to tell you what I've been told. Life ain't that bad. Look what you have. When the highs aren't so high, just do what you can. A world you can change, or in this case, a mindset you can change, and a life you choose. This is a choice to change your mind, to change your brain, to choose for a better life than what you're currently living. Because someone out there, somewhere out there, somebody wishes they were you. And that's kind of hard to think about, but it's true. Somebody wishes they were you. They wish they had the gifts that you have, the talents that you have. Some people even wish that they had the same amount of money that you had, or lived in a house, or had a car, or whatever. Somebody wishes they were you. In your eyes, I see the fight of someone with nothing to lose. And a lot of us who have started on this journey really started out and feel like they had nothing to lose. I'm just, there's a fight there and there's nothing to lose, so I got to lay it out on the line. Change alone's not set in stone, because I see a lot left in you. Which is true. When I talk to other people, I see a lot left in them. You're not done yet. You just got to believe in yourself. Thought it'd be better in a world so cold, but I want to tell you what I've been told. Life ain't that bad. Look what you have. When the highs aren't so high, just do what you can. In a world you can change, and a life you choose. Because somewhere out there, somebody wishes they were you. I recommend downloading this song or going to YouTube and listening to it, because it's pretty cool. You can actually listen to it. It says, live for it, go for it. I know that you want it. Life is good. This is a good, uplifting song for you. Run for it, try for it, live for it, die for it. It's the only shot you have. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that I only have one chance at life. And I really don't want to live my life in a negative way or in a negative mindset, because there's so much more positivity out there. There's so many blessings that are out there. And when you think negative, those blessings you will never see. But you have to make the conscious effort to change the way you think, to change your mindset into a more positive, more successful way, instead of being all negative. And I know you can do it. People do it all the time. It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So for next week, I'm not really changing gears, but this has been a request, and I will do my best with this. I have struggled in my own areas with this particular topic, and it's okay because we all do. However, I really think I can bring some things to light for you and really help you out. So for next week, on Thursday night, we're going to do team mentoring. A lot of people are like, okay, that sounds good. I can, learn how to mentor my team and give you ideas. But we're going to go into some pretty deep stuff. So your primary role as a leader of your team, what is that? What does that look like? What are you supposed to do as a mentor? What is your main role as a mentor? We're also going to cover ways to help your team grow personally as well as in their business. When you see personal growth in other teammates, it can move you beyond measure. When you see huge growth in their business, that can move you beyond measure as well. We're going to cover some of those ways. How to help the members who aren't producing sales. And I know everybody is so excited about their team, and I just signed like 6 different people, and then 6 months later, in reality, there's really only one that produces much of anything. And that is disheartening. But you can help those who are struggling, that aren't producing sales. You can actually help them produce sales. It makes them happy. It makes you happy, especially, if you're a heart giver like I am. I give because I want to, not because I may expect anything in return. My fulfillment comes in my heart when I hear somebody say, hey, I listened to your training, and you know what, it really touched me, and I went out and I did what you told me to do, and it worked. There was this big transformation, and that's what I like to hear. That's my payment. So you can actually help your other team members who aren't producing the sales and lift them up and get them on the same wavelength that you are, and help them start producing the sales. Also, we're going to do how to motivate and inspire each other. Your team. A lot of people think they're underneath me, and I use the quotey hands. They're underneath me, but they're not really underneath you. are partnered with you. Because as a team mentor and as a team leader, you need to be able to direct them and to help them when they need help. But here's the thing. They also need to help direct you. Others will have different situations and different circumstances and different ways of seeing things, and they'll bring it to your attention, and you need to be open to listen to those things. Of course, in your mind, you can throw out whatever you want. But as a mentor and as a leader, if your team sees that you are actually listening to what they're saying, that can help really produce a strong team bond. So I'm really excited for team mentoring next week. I really am. That's going to be super exciting for a lot of you because I know there's a lot of people who wanted that. So that is it for all my fun slide stuff. And so I really want to know, does anybody have any questions? I know it's been kind of crazy, and I hope you really got some value out of the mindset. It is a challenge, I'll tell you. Every single day, it is a challenge. I fight with myself too, just like everybody else does. And even the 6- and 7-figure earners, when they get up that high, they have the same issues. But the difference between having the same issues and not having the same issues, there is no difference. It's not just having them, it's how you deal with them that makes the difference. But the whole point is that you deal with it. If you let negativity run your mind, you're going to run your business into the ground. So go out there and look for inspiration. Look for things to do to become motivated. If walking makes you feel motivated afterwards, then get up and go for a walk. Come back, do your work. If reading a certain Bible verse or a certain book gives you that extra motivation to go the extra mile and just be positive and well-rounded, and start doing that. It's going to help you. It's going to help you clear out the junk and the negativity that is in our heads, it's been there, and we've been conditioned with it for a long time. You don't want to live that way. I know you don't. Negativity is extremely hurtful. It's extremely dangerous. And I don't want you to have to deal with that. It took me a long time to figure out how to get out of myself and how to get away from the negative stuff. Because I'm going to tell you, I was depressed at one point. Super duper depressed. I never thought anything would be good for me and come out of my life. And ever since I started changing my brain, I started changing my mindset, it's amazing the different things that have happened. The things that I've attracted to me that I didn't even think I would attract. And you can do that too. Like I said, it's a daily thing. So I challenge you every single day, work on your mindset. If your company has a wake-up call or a motivational call that they do every day, get on it. Get on that call. It's going to help you. If they don't, send me a message. Tell me, say, hey, Dana, I want to get on a wake-up call. I want some more motivation. I want something that's going to help me focus into what I'm doing. And I'll send you the information. It's super simple. I'll send you the information. I'll be happy to. And they do talk about certain things, but what you're looking for is you're looking for the meat. You're looking for the things that are going to move you, that are going to move your mental situation from negative to positive and move your heart to do what you need to do throughout the day. So if you want to get on a motivational call, let me know. If you don't have one, I'll be more than happy to give you the information. It's great stuff. So If no one has any questions for this evening, that is going to be a wrap for tonight. Guys, I have actually got to get out of here. I have somebody who, I have another appointment, somebody who's purchasing something from me, and I got to go meet them. So we all have busy lives, I know. I want to thank you very much for coming out tonight and showing support. And I really hope that something or some things that I said actually got you to start thinking about some things. And I really want to check with you in 30 days to see how your mindset has changed. I want you to make a note of it, not just a mental note, because your mental notes can, fluctuate in clarity and things. Make a physical note in your calendar about how you think right now, about is it positive or is it negative. And then in 30 days, when I ask you, I want you to go back and take a look at that note that you wrote. Okay, and let's see how much has changed. So guys, I want to thank you again so much for coming out tonight. I'll look forward to seeing you next Thursday for the team mentoring session. And if you guys need me at all this week, don't hesitate to send me a message through Facebook. Send me an email at dana@danacarpio.com. And I look forward to seeing you throughout the week. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.